I mean, nowadays it's like what he signs the extension and then demands a trade. I don't see a big difference. And honestly, I think it's probably a little bit of a message to the Denver front office saying, and ownership saying, hey, you guys fired my coach. You got rid of the front office. We won a championship. Mike Malone was my guy. Um, I'm not ready to commit. This is like a new relationship. And maybe he's not quite ready to commit. He wants to see, can he coexist with Adelman? Can he, will this team be in a winning position? Because I know people joke that he's chill and only cares about horses and doesn't care about winning or whatnot, but that's not the case. Nikola Jokic wants to win and he wants to win big. And so he's going to look for the opportunity like any superstar. If you're not going to put the right pieces around him or show that kind of growth, he wants to keep his options open.
Speaking of contract extensions, one of my favorite players, Nikola Jokic, was due for a contract extension and reportedly refused that. Guys, scrolling on my YouTube feed, I was seeing like thumbnails of Luka and Jokic in Lakers jerseys. Like, this is going to happen next season. This is the plan. But I don't know what to make of that. It seems out of character of Jokic for me. But Justin, I'll go to you, being our local correspondent near the Denver area. What do you make of Jokic, declining to re-sign the contract here? And is there cause for concern in Denver?
I think in this age of NBA free agency and just the player empowerment movement and a lack of players remaining loyal to their teams that drafted them, I think there's always a concern. I mean, honestly, if you just signed like a 3-year deal, I think that still is not committal. So I think overall, there's always a concern. I think the Nuggets front office should always be scared regardless. I mean, I think that makes a great GM. You should always be skeptical and paranoid 100% of the time, no matter what. So for Jokic, I don't know. I think the vibe here is kind of like wait and see. I don't think there's any worry. I think you take a look at the pulse of Denver in terms of like the sports that matter, and keep this in mind. I mean, I've only lived in Denver for approaching 5 years here, but the Broncos make all the news. So I think any type of like athletes leaving or coming here or big time things, I think falls kind of to the wayside in terms of Jokic. Is like he's here now, and we'll kind of wait and see what happens until his deal is up. So he's under contract till 27, 28. So I think there's a little bit of time to kind of smooth this over. So I think for right now, being in 2025, I don't think there's a general sense of panic. And he's such a low key guy that, again, I don't see this making huge waves unless he A, gets hurt, or B, his production goes way down. I think as long as he just stays Jokic, I don't really see this being a dominating narrative. But I could be completely wrong. I'm hope we talk to, DNVR's Brendan Vogt or some other Nuggets insider to maybe shed some light on this, and maybe they'll tell me I'm an idiot for thinking this. But my general feeling is that I don't think this is necessarily a huge deal now until we approach maybe the 26-27 season or even the 27-28 season. And at that point, he'll, be able to explore free agency.
Gotcha. Alan, any thoughts to add?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays it's like what he signs the extension and then demands a trade. I don't see a big difference. And honestly, I think probably a little bit of a message to the Denver front office saying, and ownership saying, hey, you guys fired my coach. You got rid of the front office. We won a championship. Mike Malone was my guy. Um, I'm not ready to commit. This is like a new relationship. And maybe he's not quite ready to commit. He wants to see, you know, can Adelman, can he coexist with Adelman? Can he, will this team be in a winning position? Because I know people joke that he's chill and only cares about horses and doesn't care about winning or whatnot, but that's not the case. Nikola Jokic wants to win and he wants to win big. And so he's going to look for the opportunity, like any superstar. If you're not going to put the right pieces around him, or show that kind of growth, um, he wants to keep his options open. So I wouldn't be concerned necessarily, but I think there is a clock ticking for that Denver front office to make sure that they make the right moves, if they want to retain him for his entire career.
And I think a lot of this too. Jokic loves horses. By the way, his horse won the championship overseas recently. So shout out and congrats to multi-sport champion Nikola Jokic. But horses are expensive. And if Jokic waits, I think I saw like another year on this gets him at least 70 million more for that extension coming up. I think that's the big underlying thing here. I would bet that he's pretty happy with what he saw from the Nuggets this offseason. And that'll be realized when he gets to use those new teammates on the court this season. He's going to have perimeter shooting this year, which was very absent last year for the most part. So I think I wouldn't be too concerned if I was Denver at this point, but you guys are both right in that anytime your superstar player doesn't immediately extend when the opportunity is there, just because of how much security that gives them, it should give you a little pause and make you a little bit squeamish, because that's your future right there.
Yeah.
In the NBA, so much of your future success is tied to that superstar and their happiness, which is kind of a crazy way to do a business, but that's part of the reason we like professional sports. And it's amplified in the NBA. Any other thoughts on the Nuggets right now, you guys?
Yeah, I think they're in a really good spot this year to be really competitive. I think most people have them as the second or third best team in the West. And I think that's right. I think the top three in my mind are Houston, OKC, and not in that order, by the way. And Denver. OKC is my number one, and then I go back and forth on the two and three. I mean, his team is built now to look like those Elijah One Rockets teams of the mid '90s with perimeter shooting and a good passing big man. Um, so I agree with you, Matt. I think he's got to be very pleased with the direction that the new front office is moving in. Um, uh, uh, but I think I still think he's waiting to see, how it plays out, um, before he fully commits. But I expect him to. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Any extra thoughts from you, Justin, on the
Yeah,
Nuggets?
not too much. I agree with Alan's point. I think with David Adelman being the head coach, his performance, I think especially in a high pressure situation like last year and him exceeding expectations, I think that goes a long way in creating that trust with Jokic, to begin that bond. Now, if he goes, they have a horrible start, that can easily be eroded, but I don't see that happening. And so, yeah, I think that the Nuggets have also had a nice offseason as well. So that creates trust. So I think they're off to a good start.
Totally agree.